Alright, what's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to your favorite cyclist YouTube channel. This week, well, we're not working on bikes, we're working on the shop today. But before we get into today's video, if you are new to my channel, make sure you head down below, hit that subscribe button for me. If you already are subscribed, make sure that bell icon right down below is checked off as well. That way you get notified every time I upload. That way you don't miss any awesome cycling content on this channel. So like I said, today we are not working on bikes, we're working on the shop and the garage and doing some improvements that I think you guys would find beneficial for your own shops and your own garages. So as you guys know, and if you saw my live stream, I think it was live a week ago, I talked about what I was planning on doing this winter for improvements to my garage. So last year we did a lot of the painting on that side, made the whole background white, which makes a big difference in videos. You can definitely tell the difference in that. That was last year's big project, was getting all the background painted white, new racks, new hangers, new shelves, all that over in the back corner where you guys see normally. That's what happened last year. This year we're working on some insulation. Obviously it gets colder and colder and colder. I live here in Reno, Nevada. So during the summer we get really hot, and during the winter it gets pretty cold, down to the single digits sometimes. So we do get pretty cold here, and you guys, if you watch some of my videos I take in the winter, you'll notice that, yeah, you can see my breath a lot of times when I'm filming. And I do have a little heater, I do have a little propane heater, which I made a video on and talked about my little propane heater. And it does a pretty good job by itself. However, I'd like it to do a better job and get this place actually warm enough where you don't see my breath during the winter. It makes a big difference. And having lived here for about 4 years now, I know the biggest culprit to that is right over here behind us. The garage door area is the biggest culprit to ice cold air getting inside my garage. I have sealed up the main door, the main entry door. I've got that all sealed up. I have blinds over the window. That can be dealt with a little bit later. But the garage door, by far, is the coldest area of my garage. The closer you get to the garage door in the winter, the colder it gets. Now, there were a couple factors that led into this. So number one, there was no weather stripping around the garage door. There was nothing. So there are air gaps all along the top, all along the side, all along that side. And watch, if I go ahead and turn off the lights, if I turn off the lights there, and I'll turn off the light on the camera too, here we go. You might be able to see, I'll spin this way. You can definitely see some light popping through on that side, and some light popping through there, and there was some light popping up through the top, but I've already got the top sealed off, and there's a little bit at the bottom, but that's workable. I fixed that and made it a lot better than it was. So that brings us to the project for today's video. So like I said, we already got the weather stripping up on the top. So we have vinyl weather stripping for both sides, so that side and this side. So I'll show you guys how to get that installed in your garage to insulate it that way. And then we also got the good old welder right here, and we need to do a little bit of work to the garage door. So in the next video, not this video, we're going to be fully insulating this garage door. Right now this is actually solid metal. There's nothing there. It's probably a little thin piece of metal, and that's all there is insulating from outside. So we're going to fully insulate this with some nice insulation, some great stuff. We're going to make it work, and it's going to be really nice, and it's going to keep that door from getting freezing cold in the winter. So before we get to that, each of these ridges on our garage door, where they connect, right here, these support beams, they were at one time spot welded to there. They're not really spot welded anymore. This door is probably as old as the house is, which is about 40 years old, so these door it's been through the ringer a lot. So we have the welder out. What we need to do, we need to tack on each of these little ridges onto the support beams all down the door. We need to hit every single one of those. That way we can put the insulation in and we don't have to go back in there to deal with that ever again. And it should quiet down the door a lot too. So that's gonna be our first project. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tack weld each of these guys together. That way we can move on to our next project in the next video and we can fully insulate this door. So let's go ahead and grab the welder, get over to the door, start welding up some door panels here. Alright, so I got my little titanium Easy Flux 125. It's a Harbor Freight welder. Works good. If you're looking for just a basic welder to use, just for around home projects, works good. Check it out. I'm not sponsored at all, but they work really good. That's why I bought it. So, got my ground hooked up, got this guy turned down. We're just going to start tacking each and every one of these to the support beams. We're going to start right here, and then we'll just kind of move on from there. We got the whole door to do, and once we're done with the door, we can move on to our weather stripping on the outside and get that sealed up as well. And that should be set for today's video. Guys, all prep for our full installation next time. Alright, so we got project number 1 done today. We got all of our braces welded up to our ridges, so those are all secure. Went ahead and threw just a little splash of spray paint on each one of them. Just make sure they don't rust. Make sure they stay looking nice and good. Don't rust from the inside out. That's bad. Don't have to do that. So we got that all set. So when we come back for garage update number 2, we can throw our insulation there and get us fully insulated. But our rest of our project for today is actually going to be insulating and adding weather strip to the whole side of the garage on both sides. Obviously I did the top already like I said, so we got some more of this stuff. So this is a garage door seal, top and sides is what this is. It's flexible vinyl seal. This one's for your double car garage door. It says nail on, nails included. It comes with nails. Pretty much you get a big roll like this, and it's all just this vinyl weather strip that pretty much you're going to cut the length and secure to the door, to the jambs on your garage door. Should be pretty simple. So I went ahead and already cut my length here. Pretty much I just held it to the top where my weather strip is right now, the top one. Held it up there, dropped it all the way down, and I cut it a little bit long. And I did that just because it's easier to cut a little bit off than to add some to it if I need to. So made it a little bit long. So what we're gonna go ahead and do, we're gonna go ahead and hop up on this ladder and secure the top. I'm actually gonna use screws for this. I don't have room to get a hammer in on either side really. There just isn't room to get a hammer where I need it to be. So we're gonna go ahead and secure this. So on here, you can see there's a kind of a long side on this side and a short side. The short side is what's gonna go on to your door jamb on the garage door. So this is gonna get screwed into the wall. This is what's gonna be rubbing against your garage door. So got my huge length here, got my box of little screws. Let's move over to the garage. Let's try and secure this to the door. Let's try and secure this to the wall and see if we can seal up the sides and make our garage at least semi-airtight from the cold weather outside. Alright, so I got the very top one secured up there. That's the one I can't reach if the garage door is open. I can't reach that very top one. So I got that secured in with their screw. So from there, we're going to go ahead and I just unhooked my door from the track. Now we're going to lift her up from there. So you can see our weather strip kind of hanging down right here. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go down and we're going to secure this to our wall. We're gonna try and tuck this up against our brackets here as much as we can. That way it doesn't move and doesn't get stuck, and hopefully that's in enough. So grab another screw. Just like so. And we're going to do that every 6 to 8 inches or so. All right, there's that roughly in. Before I put back over here, and let's get a shot closing this guy. We'll see how well it does. Okay, so we got a couple small areas, so you guys might be able to see. Right around where this outlet is, there's a little bit of light coming through, and then up here is a little bit of light coming through. So I'm just gonna go ahead and secure those 2 areas with the screw a little bit more. We'll drop the door one more time, see how it fits. If it all looks good, we're gonna move over to the other side and do the same thing over there. So there we have it. So I'll scoot you guys back so you can see that side. Looks really good versus that side. We can still see a light coming out of. So we're gonna move our focus over to this side now. Do the same process. And we should be all set with our garage door sealed up for the winter. All right, so we got our other side all sealed up. Looks all great right there. Sweet, I just gotta secure it right up at the top corner right there, and then we'll see what it looks like with it fully hooked up and the garage door completely closed. All right, we got seals done on that side, and that side, and the top. We got all of our supports welded up to the ridges on our doors, so that should be solid there. And we got the door all set for phase number 2. It's gonna be insulated, this whole door. That's gonna be a whole other video. Probably in about a month from now, where we get this whole door fully insulated. And hopefully it keeps it nice and toasty in here. So you can definitely feel, as I went around to this feel, where it was sealing up, you can feel air blowing through. It's a little bit windy today, but you can feel air blowing through, and I feel like it's a lot more still in here without that having problems. So let's do what you guys are waiting for. Let's go ahead, let's flip the lights off in here. Let's see how it looks. See if we can still see a whole bunch of light coming through, or if it looks pretty well sealed. There we are. Okay, so that orange thing is a towel. So that side looks pretty solidly sealed. There is going to be some air gap down here at the bottom, like I mentioned. The door is not flat at the bottom anymore. It's got a little bend in it right there. So that's about as good as that's going to get. I worked for a while on that the other day. Got that all set. As for that, along the top, looks all sealed up. And if you come look over there, that looks solid too. Nice and dark there. No weird light coming through. It does appear now we have a little bit of gap kind of between those two. Just a tiny hairline gap, but I don't feel anything coming out of there. That's a whole lot better than it was. A whole lot better than it was. So as you can tell, just doing a little bit of weather stripping on there makes a huge difference in the draftiness of your garage. It can definitely make it a lot warmer in here, a lot more airtight. Should keep it warmer in here in the winter is my hope. So we have a couple more things, like I said, fully insulate the doors next. But then our project for the door should be all set. And we should have a nice insulated door and should have no coldness coming from this side of the garage. Should make a big, big difference. So if you guys want to check out anything I used today, I'm going to have a link in the description down below so you guys pick it up for yourself so you can do this to your own garage door in your own shop and keep it nice and toasty there for the winter. If you guys did learn something or enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. Appreciate the support. Any comments or questions, let me know down in the comment section below. Love talking to you guys. Love answering any questions you guys have. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching today.